My people, area wetin dey play, wetin dey sup. Like this so we don come unto say na Baba matter wey dey throne, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the current president of Nigeria, na im carry us come table today. This video wey you now watch now, e go shock you. Many matter dey inside. Many people don yarn am say Baba no qualify to be the president for this country. Secondly, he no even win at all. Many people no vote for am. Na gbadi na im take collect this power wey im take sit down for that throne. Thirdly, say Baba too talk, he no dey reason before im dey talk. This fuel wahala wey dey ground so, wey im take remove subsidy, dey say Baba no get plan for this country at all. If not, before he enter this power as a president, he suppose don make way or make plan for ground. Baba no go fit carry this country to the next level wey go sweet everybody. I no want to talk as I bring my learned colleague wey wan do this conversation with us. Oya na, mo feel am.
I'm worried that he seemed to have deviated slightly from the norm. Normally what you will expect from a new president is that on the evening of May 29th, he will announce 3 key positions: the chief of staff in his office, the secretary to the government of the Federation, SGF, and the spokesperson of the government. Every president since Obasanjo 24 years ago has done that. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who claimed that he has prepared for this role for 30 years, didn't do that. And we didn't have who will run his inner cabinet as chief of staff until Friday, when he kind of casually mentioned it, to the governors who came visiting. And then the lot fell on the director of press, who was not part of this campaign, who was not part of anything, to announce that, formally, that these appointments have been made. But even up till now, we do not have a spokesperson, for the president. It means that in his first week in office, and no official spokesperson and chief of staff and SGF didn't come until Friday. I'm not sure that that's the best way to proceed, but hey, he has done it. Let us hope that we won't return to the time of Buhari, when ministers, naming your ministers, naming your cabinet will take several months before you do that. Yeah. But on the other matter, his first speech, inaugural speech, I think he was bold. Yes. I saw courage in what he did. I'm not so sure how people will feel about the fact that he seemed to have deviated from the prepared text to highlight what he wanted to do about subsidy removal, because it looked like he said that extempore. But everybody knew that was what the president was going to say. Was that smart? Was that careful? Was that the way to have presented it, even when you knew that appropriation does not support a continuous payment of subsidy beyond the end of June? I'm not sure, because we could have avoided this panic buying. We could have avoided a situation in which what Mele Kyari, the MD, the G CEO of the NNPC Limited, is now telling us about the fact that there is no money. And people may say that may be correct, but how come that was not said publicly in this manner when Buhari was there? How come it is the first week of the new president that you are now saying that yes, there's appropriation till the end of June, but we haven't got money to pay. Yes. And therefore we won't pay it anyway. Is that what the president wanted him to say? Or are they saying that they will find a way, in the same manner that he found a way for 2 years? If you recall, Kadi, the PIA detailed the fact that subsidy will go. And the PIA came in 2021. And the idea was that by 2022, subsidy ought to go. But you and I know what Buhari did. He said, well, I can't do that because of the backlash that will happen. So he postponed the evil day Not till just 2023 when he still had 5 months to go, but till June when he knew that he would have been long gone. You know, so if Mele Kyari and the NNPC could find money one way or the other, as a palliative, which is what subsidy is all about, it may not be sustainable, but you found money when Buhari was there. So what is going to happen, because we are now in June, does it therefore mean that even though there was a budget provision, budget allocation to it, you just simply tell the president and Nigerians that there's no money, and therefore what Nigerians ought to be dealing with from the 1st of July will now is something that they've now been dealing with since the 29th of May. So I worry about that, and I hope that the president will sit down with the NNPC. Yes, I had a meeting with him, just like he did with the governor of Central Bank. And those two pronouncements, what he said about his fuel subsidy, and of course what he said about not floating the naira, not having different, floating the naira rather, not having different rates for the foreign exchange. Those two things are key, and which is the reason why we had Mele Kyari and Godwin Emefiele, being part of those who were the first set of meetings with him, even before the service changed. So I think it is important that, yes, he was courageous to say that this is the direction that I would like to take, but people will wait and see how it pans out, particularly if you want to be a people-oriented government. And it is important to be people-oriented, given the fact that the totality of the votes against you is almost double the votes that brought you in.
Yes. So that's pretty much a case of having about 33 to less than 40% of the vote. And when you have less than 40% of the vote, it means you did not win majority vote. It was not an outstanding number of people that voted for you. Well, from my perspective, we've had this conversation throughout the course of the week on the morning show, from Wednesday to Thursday to Friday. We had Olisa Bakuba on the show. I think it was on Tuesday, and he was saying that, I think it was on Tuesday that we had him, and he was saying very clearly that for him, the sign that this President Tinubu is prepared for office will be that by close of work, by 6 p.m. on Tuesday, he has to announce key positions that will be filled to enable him function properly. But that was not done until yesterday. So it's a sign that there is trouble on the way.
And that was still done halfway. It was just made halfway.
So that's the beginning of trouble. But that wasn't even the beginning. The beginning was when the president said, subsidy is gone. It's no longer to be taken care of. It's not something that we will do. It's gone. It seems like it's slightly flippant. When you go off the script, every president, everybody in government, even people in private sector, when you are CEO of a company, your staff will prepare your script. And they will say, boss, please keep to the script. Because when you make pronouncements that is outside the script, some people are going to have to clean up the mess that you create as a result of it. And this president somehow, unfortunately, has created a mess. When you don't plan for what you're going to say, it means you're planning to fail already. The president seems to have planned to fail with this issue of subsidy. Everyone knows that subsidy has to go. Even the man on the street is saying, yes, subsidy has to go because it's fraud. Buhari said it in 2011 that there shouldn't be any subsidy anymore. It is fraud.
2015.
2012, everybody went on the street. We said we wanted to keep it. But 2015, Buhari said, no, definitely it's got to go. But he didn't do anything for 8 years. We spent trillions of naira just supporting what the president said just before he was sworn in, that it is fraud, and yet he supported it with trillions.
Who's subsidizing who, he said?
Who is subsidizing? And this is the man that said he wanted to make sure that corruption is killed, so that corruption doesn't kill us, but then he funded corruption for 8 years. Let's fast forward to the era of President Tinubu. The president has failed to plan, and that's why Nigerians are suffering today. The streets are almost empty because a lot of people cannot afford to pay for that petrol at the price that it's going for. And there are issues in that area. There are problems with that. Plus the fact that people are losing their jobs. Plus the fact that there is anticipation that when Dangote refinery begins, that things will get better. But there are reports now that indicate, even statements by people in government that says that Dangote is a business. He is not running as charity. So he's not going to reduce the prices of petrol for anybody. He will be selling it at market price. That means that Dangote will probably come on stream. He will be refining and he will be selling the petrol at a minimum of about 500 to 600 naira per liter, which means that nothing has really changed. And there's still not going to be subsidy. So the palliative that we're talking about, everybody has been saying, please don't do the Buhari palliative of 5,000 naira because it's not going to work. It's just going to fuel corruption even more. So we've got to be careful where we go. We are expecting that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will come out and talk to Nigerians, explain to us, all of us, that this is the direction he wants to go going forward. Yeah. We don't want a president that we cannot hear from. This is the beginning. We're not going to wait. Nigerians don't want to wait for 100 days in government or for 6 months without seeing any action from the government. They need to see the president come out and talk and make it clear to Nigerians that this is the direction that his policy will take us. This is the plan that he wants to put in place. We need to see that at work. If he fails to do that, then there's a serious problem.
Area, waiting they play, waiting they saw, my lovely family. How una dey? I hope una don hear the matter, how this our people take discuss this matter together. Really, una feel say Baba no really get plan for this country. He know the reason before in the yarn. How una reason that matter? Because he suppose enter seat before he go even declare that matter when he say he don remove fuel subsidy. Not be say that you dey give am power. He never even reach how many minutes he don pronounce that word. How una reason this matter? Make una put am for the comment section. Na here we for draw the matter come down. God bless una as una dey support us for this channel. You wey dey see am for the first time, brother, sister, help us subscribe to this channel. Make we be family. Make we dey enjoy ourselves dey go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, anytime una come see this video. Bye bye.